Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Space City Podcast. This is going to be episode number 11. Let's chat about growing, guys. And once again, shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out the podcast. My wife just had to turn on the light back there. I completely forgot. Had everything set up, but I forgot to turn on the light. Huge shout out to you guys watching. Be sure to check out the Space City merch. My wife has the Who Got That Day. So huge shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys watching, and let's chat about growing, guys. Whether you've been growing for a long time, you've been interested in hopping into the grow scene, or you're just window shopping, man. Let us know down below in the comments what stage you guys are at. Oh, you're in
What's up, guys? Make sure to check out my channel, Mrs. Space City. I have a few videos that are going to be coming out of these gummies, Pineapple Express. And yeah, check out the shorts, check out all those cool things. I'm excited to talk about growing because it has definitely been a journey for us, something that really like a dream. I never thought that we would even get to this point where we could just grow our own, and it actually came out pretty good. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, share some more Cali roll, baby cedar, mama cedar. I'm excited to put them in some hash holes when we get some rosin in. So that's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah. So we definitely got some stuff coming in. Like I told you guys, we got some Shop Mary stuff. We also got these zips from Lit Farms. We're going to be probably rolling some up here in just a bit. We had that Cool Whip video drop, so be sure to check out the Cool Whip. The Gas Face, I believe, is going to be uploading on Monday, so be sure to check out those reviews. And I've been practicing on my rolls, guys, so I figured the podcast is the perfect place to go ahead and do some R&D. Finally got it down. Nice seam right there. Looking flawless, guys. Just getting ready for those hash holes, guys. Look at that straight line right there. Come on, stop playing.
That's all it ever takes is just practice. If you feel like, oh man, I'm not rolling too good, or even if you roll a few good ones and then one bad one, it's kind of discouraging. So just keep rolling. There's nothing else you can do but just keep on rolling. With that shirt.
Absolutely. Dennis Ultimate says, "What up, Mr. and Mrs. Space?" What's up, Dennis? We got Ruben Walls says, "What's up, Space City?" and Mrs. Space. What's up, Ruben Walls? Ruben Walls also says, "Hope you guys are well." Yes, sir. We're doing very nice. Just had a nice breakfast here. That's why we had to push back the stream a little bit.
Huge breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Dennis Ultimate says, "Hey, y'all, check out Old School Hemp. They had a new drop last night. I ordered some lamb's breath. New strain for me." Damn, lamb's breath is definitely a throwback. Check out my review.
We had that.
I had some from Cloudponics. If you guys go back and check out the channel, one of my very first reviews from Cloudponics was that lamb's breath.
That's what it was. Yeah, that was way back. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Dennis Ultimate also says, "Good morning, everybody."
Good morning.
Oh, snap. We got K-Han in the building, too. K-Han says, "What up, host of the show? Ruben, Dennis."
What's up, K-Han?
What's up, K-Han? How you doing, brother? Tony T says, "Salute everybody. So stick your fingers. I can't chat until I finish this mix." Hell yeah, man. Sticky fingers. You gotta put that on the shirt too. All right, guys, let's go ahead and fire up this doink. I forgot what was in here. It's either Gas Face, it's either Baby Cedar, or it's Cool Whip. So let's go ahead and see if we can decipher which one it is.
Now we need to start mixing them. That's what I want to do. See which ones mix really good, because that would be really cool to do like a smoothie hash hole. See if we can find like two good flours to mix. Nice rosin to throw in there in the middle. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that would definitely hit.
Got some really nice dry pulls over here too. Let me go ahead and click this on my shirt. The dry pull on that one is real nice. So airflow is going to be your best friend, especially when it comes to rolls. It does have a nice firm. You guys can see that. Not a whole lot of play. It does squeeze a little bit, but the airflow is phenomenal. You can take a deep breath. That's what you want to see.
And it's hard to find that middle ground, because if you do it too tight, you can tell, because then it all like shrivels up and wrinkles up because you're just hitting it. And then the other way is if it's just too much, if it's too loose, that's how you canoe. You get all these little air gaps in there, and it's all burning, all wonky. So it's really hard to find that middle ground to know exactly how tight to stuff it without it being too loose or too tight. So just keep rolling.
Just keep rolling. Now, you guys might be asking, can you get some seeds from? Where are some reputable seed vendors? That's the other biggest problem with growing, man, is just getting solid genetics. A lot of times you guys are going to see people selling seeds, and 9 times out of 10, they're just slapping random labels on them and shipping them to you. And you think you're getting lemon cherry skunk, and it's not lemon cherry skunk. It's probably some lemon cherry gelato from 4 years ago. Look at that, fellas. Sparking right up. Nice, even, consistent burn right there. Very nice. So I think I definitely tightened up my rows a little bit. There was a while there that a lot of them were just canoeing. But I think I finally tightened up. We've been doing a lot of R&D with oh boy, that was strong. We've been doing R&D with our strains that we grew. That might be the guy's face. We got the Cali roll right here. We got the baby Cedar right here. And then we also have the Mama Cedar. Now, these were all from Lit Farms. These are all Lit Farms genetics. Huge shout out to Lit Farms for sending all that stuff out. Another reputable seed vendor that I would go and shop at is Seedsman. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Seedsman, but Seedsman is kind of like a middleman, almost like a wholesaler. You can get all kinds of stuff over there. You can get Backpack Boys, you can get Soulfire Genetics, you can get Ethos, you can get DNA Genetics. All these guys are going to be breeders. So it's up to you to find out which one's the best one, which one has the terpiest flower, and so on and so forth. Look how this thing is burning out.
What were your thoughts on the Sergey cannabis seeds?
The Sergey cannabis seeds were cool. I think I'm going to have to go back and do another run on them. The Blueberry Gasoline were regular seeds, so that is something that you guys also have to watch out for. The feminized seeds are good as well, but you can run into a lot of issues with those feminized seeds. Now, the issues that I'm talking about is stress. They're not able to handle stress as well. You'll start to see a lot of herms and things like that, right? So in order to get the best out of a genetic, you typically have to do a couple generations of it. So you'll plant it, you grow it, cut some clones, and then grow out those clones. And, you know, after a couple runs, and you typically get some of the mistakes out of the way.
And that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for a good mother plant that we can just clone.
Exactly.
But I do definitely think the seeds from Lit Farms have been good. So the Cali Roll, Baby Cedar, Mama Cedar, would you consider those supreme ounces?
If I had them, I don't. Now, this isn't to say that we grew these strains out perfectly. I think we did a decent job at it. But yeah, I would definitely classify these as supreme ounces. Typically, what I'm seeing in supreme ounces is just frosted out flour. Super frosty flour with a nice texture, nice consistency, nice solid white ash when it smokes, and flavor. Now, a lot of times the flavor isn't all the way turned up, but there is enough flavor in there for you to be like, all right, cool, this is gas face, or this is lemonade, or this is crystal candy, or whatever it is. And that's typically what we're looking for, is that terpy flower, guys. And there's not a lot of vendors that put that terp percentage on their eighths or on their website. Typically a terp percentage anywhere from 2.5 up to 4-5% is going to be some terpy flower, guys.
I definitely think this is gas based. I don't think this is any hard.
It might be. I wish I would have labeled them. It definitely is tasting smooth. It's smoking real nice. The homie K Ham says, I just had a ribeye I grilled last night. Damn. K Ham, I know you was good with the meat. No diddy.
Yeah, K Ham, we had a big breakfast. We had some pancakes, some eggs, some hash browns, sausage, bacon. We had everything. I went all out this morning.
Hell yeah, man. We definitely had a solid breakfast, and now we're backing it up with some solid flour.
Yeah. What happens when you got a full house? You got to feed everybody in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I do take special requests.
Durbin Brown says, yo, what's up, Durbin Brown? How you doing today, brother? I appreciate you checking out the podcast channel. We got Tony T says, in Europe, I can recommend Barney's Seed Bank and Greenhouse Seeds. So Barney's Farm is definitely a solid seed vendor, a breeder, I should say, as well as Greenhouse. Greenhouse is going to be where you find a lot of your landrace strains, a lot of old school Afghanistan strains. So definitely solid people to pick up seeds from. And you can pick up both of those guys over at Seedsman. I'm not 100% sure on the Barney's. I want to say I saw a couple strains from Barney's on there, but go ahead and check it out. Attitude Seed Bank is another seed bank that I would recommend. I bought from both of those. I purchased from Seedsman. I purchased from Attitude Seed Bank. So be sure to check those guys out.
I wish I knew where my boy got the Gotti from. The clone that we had, because that one was like, it had such big buds. There was like no little shake or nothing that came off, but it was just straight, just big old flowers on there.
Mm-hmm. The Gotti was a real nice cut of that one. That was like a, what would you classify it? Would you say it was an OG, like the flavor profile on it?
I think it was probably crossed with an OG. It had something in there for sure.
It definitely had a nice OG flavor to it, like that sour lime, just a little bit of gas to
the
it.
Citrus, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one was really good.
Ruben Wall says, I'm back. I had to grab some coffee, hit a dab of peach maraschino. Man, that boy Ruben Walls is a dabbing food. Tony T says, what's up, Ruben? Bad job. I gotta scroll up my fingers. They're kind of fat.
That thing's harder than it looks, man. It's harder than it looks. It's like this tiny little screen trying to read the comments.
Hell yeah. K Ham says, did you make the French toast rolls though? Damn, French toast rolls. Tony T says, old school land race I highly recommend is Pakistan Valley. Pure Valium mode straight away. Damn, that sounds good as hell. Pakistan Valley. I remember I had some Afghani Kush one time that looked brown as fuck. I was like, what the hell is this, man? This shit looked brown, like tan. And then I chiefed it and I was like, whoa, this stuff is insane. What the fuck?
I got that brown weed.
Mm-hmm. Don't judge a book by its cover sometimes, man. It looked tan because it was just covered in crystals. It was covered in just absolute crystals, trichomes.
It's a whole different definition of voodoo weed. I think I had asked you this before a while back. Well, what was your favorite growing accessory? Something that you think is like somebody starting out, like, hey, try this. This will definitely get you like maybe something easier, more convenient, anything like that.
I don't think it's an accessory, but a kit, like the all-in-one system. I've said it several times. The all-in-one systems from AC Infinity is basically all you need. Especially if you're just starting out or you're thinking about starting out, you don't need a crazy big, huge tent. Especially if you're just starting out, if you're not going to be running like 10, 15 different strains, you're probably going to be doing one plant, maybe two. And in that case, I highly recommend the 2x2. It's a little bit pricey. I think it's coming in at $299. You can use code Space City and it takes off 15%. But definitely check out AC Infinity. Same thing with VivoSun. VivoSun is pretty much the exact same thing. Guys, a lot of these people are sourcing their tents from the same people, and all they're doing is rebranding the tent, right? Just putting their brand labels on there, sewing in their labels and such. So a lot of these guys, the tents are the same exact thing. But when you ask people, a lot of people are leaning towards AC Infinity. Not a lot of light leakage in those. The seams are always tight, and you already know that's what I've been rocking with. So the Grow channel is sponsored by AC Infinity in the sense that they have sent me over, multiple tents, accessories, bowl trimmers, glasses, pots, cloning, collars, you name it. So definitely rocking with AC Infinity, but that's something that I would recommend is the all-in-one system for sure. What about you? What would you think? What would you say?
I think besides like the actual setup, I think the Grow Dots, the person that told us like the Grow Dots was a lot easier to maintain, like the nutrients. I feel like that cut out a lot of our time. And then there was one more. I can't remember it. There's another one, but I don't think we're going to use it.
The Recharge, maybe?
Oh, I used that Recharge on that hibiscus outside. That thing was not just for weeds. You put that on any plant, it just comes back to life. But yeah, that Recharge is really good to just kind of give it a burst of energy back in there.
Yeah, definitely the Grow Dots. The Grow Dots definitely made it easier, at least to feed the plants, give the plant all the nutrients it needs. And the Grow Dots is kind of like a set it and forget it, where you put it in your soil. You can also top feed it too if you need to. But it's enough to last the plant from veg all the way through flower without needing to flush. It just naturally just starts fading away once you get closer to harvest. So Grow Dots is definitely something that I would recommend. And once you pair it up with recharge basically what that's going to do, it's gonna make sure that the soil is nice and pH. It's going to have all those microorganisms in there working together to make sure that your plant is able to uptake those nutrients. So I highly recommend Grow Dots paired up with the recharge. Also very, very solid. Another thing that I would recommend is Great White. If you guys go on Amazon, look up Great White. I think it's like a root booster. Basically what it does is once you transplant, you water it with some of that Great White, and it's going to pretty much help develop all those roots. And all those roots is what's going to help get that plant all those nutrients, right? So the more roots, the more nutrient uptake, the better your plant is going to be. So
Nice. I think it's not an accessory, but it was a tip that we got to put the plant in darkness for 2 days before you cut it down. And I think that did make a difference too. You can definitely see it, smell it.
See it, smell it. Yeah, guys, let us know if you guys have ever tried your hand at growing, if you thought about it, what has been kind of what's stopping you, or what's making you want to take that plunge. Go ahead and show off some of the flower that we got right here, starting off with the Cali Roll. Now we have showed this off on the main channel, on the Space City Cannabis channel, but we're going to go ahead and show it off here. We don't have the back facing camera, we're pretty much just running off of the front facing one, but you'll still be able to get an idea. Hopefully you guys can see it there. I don't know if you can. Just a really nice solid looking flower. Nice and frosty. You got the nice texture to it where you squeeze it and it's nice and rebound. So very nice. The nose on it as well. Very much that sushi, a little bit of that sour, and a little touch of gas in the back end on this one. So definitely nice on this one. Let me go ahead and catch up with the comments. Ruben Wall says, hit your likes when you come in. My bad, I keep turning the comments off because my finger's too fat.
It's hard to do the comments, man. I thought it was easy, and I'm like, oh, he makes it look so like difficult, and it actually is really difficult.
Tony T says, never breaking the routine until harvest. No exceptions. Not an accessory, but most important. Hey, consistency is key, man. That's a great point, Tony T. Consistency and routine discipline, guys. Be Real says, yo, I caught a podcast. Yes, sir. What's up, Be Real? How you doing, man? Great to see you here.
Good morning.
Ruben Wall says, wow, beautiful flowers. Appreciate that, Ruben. Let's go ahead and check out some of the baby cedar, too.
Is that, would you say, your favorite one out of the 3?
I think the baby cedar for sure, just because I did an additional drying to it. So we dried it out. We had it in a jar. But still the humidity was a little bit higher than I wanted. It was at like about a 68% humidity. And of course, once you start burping it, that would come down. But I just threw it in the Herbs Now dryer. I was like, man, let me see if this will work. I threw it in there for about an hour. I didn't want it in there too long because I didn't want to over dry the flower. I just wanted to get a lot of that humidity out of there. And we left it in there for an hour. Once we took it out, then that humidity dropped down to about 58, 59%. And it really gave the flower a nice dry feel, and it was a lot better to grind. So the grind was way easier, way more consistent. So definitely a nice move with the Herbs Now dryer. Let me go ahead and show you guys the flower too.
Yeah, you could really tell on the grinder when we were trying to grind it up, and it was like just getting stuck everywhere. It had way too much moisture in it.
There you go, guys. And you can see the nug structure. You can see that the nug structure on it is a little bit different than the Cali Roll. Hopefully you're able to see that. Of course, I'm going to bring this on the main channel, the Space City Cannabis channel. and kind of give you guys an update on where it's at on the burping stage, the curing stage, all of that. We went ahead and put it in these nice Myron jars, and that just makes it a lot more presentable. Now, the last one is going to be the Mamacita. The Mamacita, the Babycita, the nose profile on this one is definitely like a lemon cherry sherbet, where it's like a nice ice cream nose to it. And then that lit OG comes in on the background again with that sour, that citrus, and a little touch of gas. Very, very nice.
I think we did a really good job. You did a really good job. But yeah, I definitely think I still like the Cali roll. I don't know. I guess it's because it has that
funkiness.
Yeah.
And then last phase, I want to say the Mamacita is the one that's a lemon cherry gelato times little G. It's the Babycita and the Mamacita that I always mix up. One is lemon cherry sherbet times little G. The other is lemon cherry gelato times little G. So very similar nose profiles, but the sherbet definitely has a nice distinct profile that you can't separate it. Where it's like, oh, that one smells like a little bit more lemony, sweet than the other one. So
I think it's the Mamacita that's the sherbet, right?
maybe.
Is that what you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead and take this one out. Now the Mamacita is the one that's had the purest effects. I never threw this in the Herbs Now dryer. So this is the one that's been at like 68% humidity, and then it's been dropping down to like 66, 64. And of course, this is the one that we only had a single plant of.
Yeah, Mamacita's lemon cherry sherbet, and then lemon cherry gelato is
the Babycita. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that lemon cherry is way more pronounced.
Cali roll Lewis.
Now you close the jar.
Yeah, that Cali roll is really good.
Yeah, the Cali roll. My favorite, I think, would be the Babycita right now, and the Cali roll. The Cali roll are definitely nice, distinct flavors on it too. Now, another thing you guys have to watch out for is the seeds, right? If you're stressing out your plants a lot, then they will get seeded. These have seeds. Just depending on which strain is how many seeds is in that little bud. But again, that's just something that has to do with growing. If those temperatures get above 80 degrees, then you start seeing some stress. And that's typically what happens. When the flower feels any kind of stress, it feels like it's dying. So its natural instinct is to reproduce itself. And that's when you start getting herms and things like that. So you are able to produce seeds without them even having to be pollinated. So very interesting. Tony T says, that's the word I was looking for, just couldn't spell it. Hell yeah, man.
We're in the same boat. I can't spell nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So which one do you want to roll up? And then I think I'm going to roll up the Babycita.
I think I'm going to mix the Mamacita and the Cali roll.
Oh, dang.
I'm going to blend these and see if that sweet sherbet can complement this funky sushi.
The funky sushi. All right, guys, give us a second here. Drop down your questions down below in the comments if you guys have any questions about growing. The germination stage. Let us know how you guys like to germinate your seeds. You guys do the hydrogen peroxide mixed with water in a solo cup, or just water in a solo cup and then drop the seeds in there. You guys use the paper towel method with a Ziploc bag, or just the paper towel method. Let us know down below in the comments.
We tried a couple of different ways. I think we tried it in the cup, and that one, I don't think that worked very well. I think the paper towel made it pop a lot faster. So I think I prefer the paper towel.
Yeah, the paper towel method for sure.
Use this new Santa Cruz shredder.
The Santa Cruz shredder.
I'll show you the teeth on that one. That's some crazy looking teeth.
And then I'm using the flour mill as it's a little bit easier to go through the flour, check to see if there's any seeds in it, and then pull those seeds out, as the seeds will affect the flavor once you do start smoking it. Luckily, it looks like that big old chunky nug did not have any seeds in it. I'm actually very surprised.
You remember hearing seeds pop when you smoke?
Oh yeah, back when I was smoking Reggie.
I'm like, oh dang, why is this sparkling? Why is this sparkling?
Mm-hmm. Mix up the Cali roll with the mama seed.
Yeah, I think it'll go good. I think this one, if we could find like that, or we could use maybe the papaya or the kiwi rosin on this one, I think that would go really well because it's going to bring out the sweetness and that sherbet. And then you'll just have at the beginning and the end like an overwhelming sense of OG taste, OG funkies you should taste. That's what I'm thinking it's going to taste like. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to try out these different rosins that we have coming in. Practice my hash holes.
All right, now we got one little seed on this one. I'll make sure I pop it out. There goes the seeds right there. And again, just being 100% transparent with you guys that, you know, letting you know that those seeds are there. Because at the end of the day, we just want to get better and better with every grow. And eventually we'll get to a point where there's not seeds in the bag.
What do you think the most important thing is to prevent the seeds?
The environment, the climate. That's pretty much the, after the genetics, I would say the climate, the environment that the grows in is the biggest factor for determining whether it's going to be successful. And then again, with the drying and curing, but yeah, I would definitely say the environment.
Yeah. In Texas, it's hard to control the heat because this is hot out here.
Exactly. It's hard to find where to grow, where to set up your tent, and where you can have a lot of control for that environment.
Oh, wow, yeah. Smell that. That smells really good.
Definitely smells nice. You go ahead and roll up this joint right here, guys, using a nice glass filter tip.
Oh, man. You can definitely smell the mamacita.
I feel like the mamacita, the nose is just like real nice.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with the smoothies that I already put the filter in from the last night.
Nice. It's just like TV. It's already ready to go.
It's already ready to go. Right, where they're like, all right, now we're going to put this in the oven for 20 minutes, and this is what it looks like when it comes out. Like, it's already done. What you mean?
The homie Tony T says, back in the day, me and my friend was in Thailand, full lit on magic mushrooms. My friend was smoking a spliff in a seed pot. God damn, I felt like a NASA rocket was taking off. Tony T, you a fool, man. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and start twisting this up. Showing you guys the process. Been working on my rolls. Trying to get them as consistent as I can.
I do mine in the lazy seasons. That way we know who's who's.
Mm-hmm. And there we go, right there. Go ahead and seal it off.
See, now the only thing I don't like about the Blazy Susans, and I think it's just the humidity, is the paper keeps like curving on the side. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's like I have to straighten it out every time. But I think it might be the, I don't know, maybe the humidity, but yeah, it always curls where the glue part is, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I think that's just from being out here.
Is it? Yeah, maybe I need to take them inside. Find a cool, dry place to store my papers.
Cool, dry place. All right, guys, now we're just patting our flour down. Let me go ahead and check the airflow. It's solid. Go ahead and close it off. Push in our filter tip. Go ahead and give it a crown. And we're done. And here we have it, fellas. Nice roll. Nice little crown on it with the glass and paper filter tip. Go ahead and take a sip of water. Shout out to the homie Max Packs. Feel like it came out pretty good. But I'm trying to remember the strains that we got going right now. I'm pretty sure we have skunk going. We got some Ready Whip going. We have some sticky rice going. That's going to be permanent margarita times lemon cherry gelato, I believe. What else do we have growing? Very nice, very nice, very nice. And comment down below what papers do you guys use? Do you guys use Blazy Susans, OCBs, Elements, Raws, Raw Blacks, Elements Phantom? Do you guys rock with Ethereals? Let us know down below in the comments. What are you guys rocking with?
I'll make a nice fancy crown to match yours.
Two rows. Look at that. Looks perfect as well. Very nice. Got the crown on top. Very nice. Two rollers.
Two rollers.
You want to put yours side by side?
Do you want it side by side?
Very nice. Very nice.
I think my line's straighter.
Probably. Let's go ahead and spark them up. Oh yeah, good airflow, guys.
Oh, I'm just assuming mine's a good airflow. I didn't check it. Hot. Yeah, I really like these smoothie tips because when I put the raw filter, the paper filter in, it's the perfect size. I don't have to like fold it or do anything else to it. I just put it in there. It works pretty good. Lighter juice.
Oh yeah. Got a nice roll, burning nice and even. Baby cedar definitely has some nice flavor to it. Yeah, taking out the seeds definitely makes the flavor stand out like crazy.
Try this one
Wow, that's a very nice too.
though. I like that one. The XL is really nice. You can really taste that mama cedar.
Definitely nice on the XL for sure. After passing it, still smoking very nice. Look at that resin ring on there too, guys. Now this is from the homegrown. This is the baby cedar right here. Smoking crazy. It's only about, I think we're into the second week of cure on it too, so. Wait for weeks 3 and 4. That's when the flavors really start to pop out. But it's very nice, you know, trying it at every stage. When it was wet, when it was freshly dried, when it was a couple days in, when it was a week in, a week and a half, 2 weeks. Very nice to see it at every single stage.
I'll start making some art with these leaves. Got a little flower press, flower drying kit. So we'll take some nice photos of these harvests when they're done. Get some good pictures, put it on a canvas or something, and just maybe throw some leaves on there.
That'd be pretty cool.
Some really unique artwork right there.
Mm-hmm. Now let's hop into another segment of the podcast. What you watching?
What you watching?
What you guys are watching? So, I was telling you guys the last time I was watching some Peacemaker. The 4th episode just dropped. It was incredible. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I don't think I'm gonna spoil anything, but just want to make sure I drop a spoiler alert. Go and check out episode number 4. It was absolutely crazy. Dives into like the backstory of the multiverse, I guess you could say, for DCU. But definitely go and check out Peacemaker, guys. Peacemaker is definitely rocking it right now. If you guys saw the first season, then you guys, it only gets turned up in the second season. So go and check it out. It's hilarious. Watching John Cena in a serious role is very different from what he's normally in. He's typically cast as like a comic relief, like the big guy, the elephant in the room. But here in Peacemaker, it kind of takes his own persona. So it's very cool.
I love those kind of shows and movies where like what you're used to seeing them as, if they can pull off like a different type of persona or a different type of personality, I feel like that's whatever you really see that they're talented, is that they can take on multiple roles, serious roles, funny roles, scary roles. They can take on all these different roles and kill it every time. So for me, that's what really makes like me fond of a certain person or a certain actress or actor, is like if they're just multi-talented in what they actually do. Because for me, it's tired of hearing seeing the same kind of person in each role. Except for Adam Sandler, he's funny as shit. He can be in any kind of role that I would watch it.
Definitely. What was the show that you were watching? Black Governor?
Oh.
Is that what it's called?
Miss Governor.
Oh, Miss Governor.
She a Black Governor, but Miss Governor to you.
Miss Governor.
Miss Governor, yeah. that was pretty funny. Still watching that one, and then Beauty and Black was
Beauty and Black.
That
That's
one
what I
was
was
one that's
thinking.
very raunchy. If you're into that raunchy stuff, yeah.
That's Tyler Perry, though.
That is Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry's Beauty and Black. If you haven't checked it out, man, go check it out. It's crazy. It's pretty much just dives into like the life of the rich, the behind the scenes, the stuff that gets shrugged under the carpet just because you have power and influence. Be sure to check out Beauty and Black. That's going to be on Netflix, as well as Miss Governor. Yep. That's on Netflix as well. Peacemaker is going to be on HBO Max, guys.
We finished Wednesday. Wednesday was good.
Wednesday, wrapped up Wednesday.
I do think I like the first series, first season better, but
I think
They're both pretty good. But yeah, I like that one.
This one's nice. Definitely a nice prominent resume on that one too, guys. Very cool. We got the homie Ed Costa stop by. Ed Costa says, "Good day, everyone. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Pace." Shout out to the homie Ed. The last thing that I've been watching is Alien Earth. Alien Earth. So that's been around the now. It's been pretty cool. It's a very interesting story. Not focusing entirely on the aliens, but kind of like a present day Earth, like a futuristic Earth. So definitely an interesting take. And then Alien Earth, that one's going to be on Hulu, I believe. Hulu. And last but not least, of course, Shameless. We're almost done rewatching Shameless, almost on the last season. We're on season 10, episode 11. So I believe it's only goes up to episode 12. Or I could be wrong. I think it goes up to episode 15 now. But definitely getting close to the end of the 10th season.
Yeah, what's the series that you would go back and rewatch?
Shameless. Shameless was a good series. I'm trying to think of what was another good series too. I want to say House. House was a good series to watch.
I did enjoy House, yeah. I think that, the part where it's like you're trying to solve something, like SVU, that's something that's like, I think Stabler's coming back too. They're going to make like a season 50. Yeah. That was going to be good too. But yeah, like something like that where like you can just go back, because especially something like that, SVU, Friends, like you see the actors and actresses grow over time. So I feel like it's a part of their life too. So it's very interesting to watch and go back and see them when they were like season 1, first starting out, like kind of first dipping their toes in the whole acting thing, and then to see them grow into like, movies and who they are now. It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Friends is another show. Ed Costa says Breaking Bad.
Oh, what's the motorcycle one?
Oh, Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. I'll go watch that again.
I believe we rewatched it. We watched it one time, and I think we went back and rewatched it. But Sons of Anarchy is definitely a solid watch if you haven't seen that before.
Yeah. I tried to start watching Breaking Bad. I don't think I really got into like the first season. But it's hard because some people are like really, they find like the plot or the first episode like so good, but then just the episodes after don't really keep your attention. So I feel like that was kind of one for me. It's like I kind of got through the first episode, and then it wasn't something that really caught my attention that I guess I was interested in.
Definitely. I watched Breaking Bad from start to finish, and definitely Breaking Bad was one of those series that's like, it's really slow. It starts off real slow and develops, and then it climaxes on the very last episode. But it's like, damn, I watched all that, and it was just the last episode was the most action-packed one. Until you got to about like the last season, that's when it's finally like, all right, every episode is like a movie, watching a movie. But again, it was just like one of those series that had like a bunch of filler. A lot of it was filler, dialogue. And then like the last two episodes were on the action list. So, but Breaking Bad was definitely a solid take with the actors in there. So
I feel like that's kind of how Game of Thrones was for me too. Like a lot of these big series that people watch, like I don't know why sometimes I just watch them and I'm like, I'm just not into it. So
definitely, Game of Thrones was definitely another one of those that was like a lot of dialogue, and the best episodes were at the end. Until again, you got to the last seasons. Once the dragons started popping out, then it was like every episode was like a fucking movie, right? Yeah. But that's when it just started to close out, and it's like, damn, I watched 8 seasons to finally get to this point, and I could have just watched the last 2 seasons and be like, yo, Game of Thrones is tight. So.
I think what gets me is a good cliffhanger. If it has like a solid cliffhanger, they're like, oh, like they're in Beauty and Black. Like I was just holding on to it. I'm just like, oh my god, like that's what I feel like gets me is like the cliffhanger that makes you want to go and watch the next one. And then another thing is the like a recap of what happened, because I have like short-term memory. So whenever I go to watch another episode, if it has a recap, like that's also gonna make me go rewatch it, because it's gonna help me like remember everything that's been going on. So yeah, I think those two things. If it has those two things, like a recap and a good cliffhanger on every episode, I'm probably gonna watch it.
What's another cliffhanger that stands out to you on the show?
Oh, like Easy Friends, when I take the Rachel, when it's like a part 1 and part 2 of something, and you're just and freaking somebody says the wrong name when they're getting married, like that's a cliffhanger, like so yeah, it depends on the cliffhanger, because I know like all of America is holding their breath to see what happened next, because he said, I take the Rachel, and everybody's hearts just dropped, like what?
I take the Rachel. Damn, that was crazy. I'll give it. Yeah. Hey, Costa says, I'm on season 7 of Shameless. Awesome series.
Yeah. Oh, man. 7, yeah. That's like right in the middle. I feel like I don't know, what was your favorite season?
Oh, man.
Do you have one?
Every season has like a unique moment, but definitely once they start getting older, because the first couple seasons when they're kids, it's like it's heartbreaking. Like a lot of that stuff is like heartbreaking. So I would say like around season 6 and on is when it really starts getting good, especially for Carl. The character development for Carl has just been absolutely insane to watch, and same thing for Debbie. Debbie's character has developed from when she was annoying as fuck, then you like her, then you don't like her again. And it's like, oh man, it's crazy.
That's also something, it's like just throughout the series, it's like you change your mind of how you feel about the character because of what's going on. So I think that's another thing. That also is something that like makes you kind of like enjoy it and feel like you understand like their life and what they're going through, because you've seen it from beginning to end. So
definitely. And I think that's a good way to gauge if a show is good or not, is how invested you are with the characters. Are you interested in them? Do you know the backstory of them? And are you just engaged enough to watch them develop through the show's course, right? And I think that's what keeps shows going, is once they have that character that does captivate you, renewing it for another season, seeing where that character goes. So definitely a solid story. But just like every solid story, it's got to end somewhere, right? Like you don't want to have 30 or 40 seasons of Shameless, because it's like, damn, what's the point of that?
All right, you ready? We're going to do a quick thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite character on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Carl.
Frank. No, I like Frank because he's the main character that makes me laugh throughout the whole series. Like I find myself laughing when he's in a scene, so that's why he makes me just laugh. Definitely.
Frank is definitely a character. If you haven't seen the show, the character of Frank Gallagher is played by William H. Macy. And if you don't know who that is, if you've ever seen the movie Jurassic Park, he is actually the father in the very first movie that cons the archaeologist to go and find his son. And that's William H. Macy, man. To see him in that role and to see him as Frank Gallagher is just like broad range right there. Tony T says the recap before the show is definitely a must.
Yes, you have to have a recap. I forgot what happened last week. You gotta tell me.
You gotta remind me of what happened, because I forget.
And I love like the little scenes that they put, especially in Shameless. Like they put all the scenes where it's like, I can tell you what happened last week. And like, oh my god, yeah, every single one of them was just like hilarious, because it feels like they're talking to you. So I enjoy those like little pieces that they put in.
Definitely, but yeah, if you guys have Netflix, definitely check out Shameless, guys. It's definitely a solid watch. It's crazy. It has everything. It has drama. It has action. It has everything that you can think of. Anything that people can go through, man, these motherfuckers go through it. So definitely check it out. It's a solid watch. It keeps you coming back for more, and you end up just binge watching the whole season. So
must be 25 and over to watch.
Tony T says, shit, I forgot what I was talking about mid-sentence last week. Not possible. Shit, I forgot what I had for breakfast.
That's why I try to, I tried on this side. That's why I try to catch it and put it back, because it flies out sometimes and I'm like, dang, what was I going to say? Dang, what was I talking about?
Dang, for real. But definitely, guys, if you guys are thinking about growing, definitely check out AC Infinity. Check out some of the websites that we mentioned. Seedsman.com, Attitude Seed Bank. Those have been the couple of sites that I have had, success with. What's on the pack is tends to be what you see coming out of the flower, the terp profile, the smell, the flowering time is typically on point. The description definitely matches up with what you get. And that's something that you have to be very careful with. Whenever you're shopping for seeds, you want to make sure that you're going with a reputable dealer, a reputable breeder, and do your research. Match up the pictures. Everything should be coming out right on point, the nose profile especially. And then just check out your success rate on regular seeds. If you're getting a lot of femmes, if you're getting a lot of males, if you're getting herms, those are all things that you want to take note of. Keeping a journal is something that's also really good for when you're growing. I don't do it myself. It's something that I don't follow. I wish I did, but definitely keeping a grow journal, making sure that you're writing down everything that you're doing that day. If there's something wrong, if there's something, disease coming out of your flower, you can typically pinpoint what happened. A lot of times it's just bad pH in the water, and that's what's keeping your plants from not getting those nutrients. But then again, some genetics are a little bit more temperamental than others. Some can handle heat while others cannot, and that typically stresses out the plant. So, all good things to look out for.
Yeah, I definitely say the only way to make sure that the environment is good is check it every morning and every night. Check it throughout the day too, because you never know, and those few hours can really put stress on a plant if it doesn't have what it needs. So definitely always check it on. Those cameras, I think, definitely help, and being able to check the humidity and the temperatures and everything from your phone is definitely convenient. So
Hell yeah. Using the AC Infinity products, you can have it right at the palm of your hand. Checking out the temperature, checking out the VPD, checking out the humidity, making sure all your parameters are right. And then the wet camera, the little camera set up in there, is just another set of eyes for you to have, where you can check up on your plants whatever time, see how they're doing, if they're drooping, if they're praying, you want to have that praying position to where the leaves are looking up at the light. You also want to have a meter in there for your light. I don't have one, but it is definitely recommended to have a meter in there so you can see where the light is actually hitting and where you kind of have your blind spots. I will also be installing some under canopy lights. I don't know if they will classify as under canopy lights. They're just extra light bars that I got from AC Infinity. But of course, those are going to be for under the plants. Now, what's the purpose of that? That's pretty much to boost your yield. That's going to make sure that all the buds on the bottom of your plant that aren't getting all the light from the top colas are going to be getting some kind of light, getting plumped up, and getting all those flavors pumped out of them. So we'll see how that goes.
Sure will, but I think the light underneath is definitely going to help it for sure. I can tell when we're cutting it.
Definitely. I just got to get around to just putting them in there. And what's really cool about these light bars is that they come with a magnetic attachment on them. So you can actually place that magnet on the outside of the tent and then hook up the light on the inside of the tent and just have that there. So very cool. But of course, you always have to, pick where you're going to position it. You don't want to position it on a flap that opens, because once you open it, then, it'll come off. So definitely something worth looking at. You can also just have them right under the plants shooting up. So that's also another thing that you can do. But that's the name of the game right there. Is just practicing, running the harvest with the lights on the side, running the harvest with the lights on the bottom. A lot of it with growing is just time. Practice, and trying out what works. And then once you got something that works, like the homie Tony T said, just consistency. Doing the same thing over. If it works, why mess with it?
Always just have to try to better it. I guess that's what, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, is just how can we get the best bud. And, switching a few lights, switching a few, like, just small factors, humidity, temperature, trying all these different things out. We tried with the, what's that, net?
The
trellis. Yeah. We tried, like, with the trellis, spreading it out. We tried just different things of really just how to get the best bud and the most yield.
But yeah, definitely. Growing is definitely one of those things it's a fun experience. It's cool to do, especially if you're into cannabis and if you've always been into cannabis. It's kind of like a full circle thing, like a farmer growing vegetables and then using those vegetables for a nice meal. It's really what it's like once you're able to see that plant go from a seed to that seedling stage, to the veg stage, and then over to the flower stage. And of course, once you get some experience throwing in some of that cloning. Cloning is also another wonderful experience. Once you get it down successfully, you turn one plant into about 15 to 16. And of course, you skip that seedling stage and you hop right into that veg stage. So definitely cool. And then once you have it really down, then you have a cycle going where you have something going in flower every week, right? So very interesting. That's how the big guys do it. Some of these big guys have 10 warehouses or 10 big ass rooms where they're running 50 to 60 lights. And they got one at week 1, one at week 2, one at week 3, all the way up until week 9 and 10. And that's 10 flower room, guys. And then that's not even counting a whole room for veg and cloning. So again, that's once you start getting into commercial grows, which is something that's also very interesting. And that's when you can really start to pheno hunt and track down a solid genetics. So very interesting to watch too.
I definitely think, like, once you grow it, it does just smoke different. It's a whole different experience from just buying it somewhere. It's very different, very rewarding.
Very rewarding. Hell yeah, definitely very rewarding, especially when it comes out good. Not so much when it comes out boo-boo, because when it comes out boo-boo, it's like, all right, well, fuck, I just wasted the last 90 days.
You can just throw it in an edible, it's still going to work.
Yeah, you can throw it in
an edible. Just because the taste, the flavor, just because all that's not there for the smoke doesn't mean it's invaluable.
For sure. But again, just another one of the nuances of growing, getting it down. Another big phase or another big part of growing is that drying and curing phase. Like we've said many times, you can have everything go right in the grow, and then you can fuck it up in the drying and curing. So the drying and curing is another one of those environmental factors that you have to be consistent with. You don't want it too hot in there. A lot of people do the 1660 method. We have been running the 70 degree and then just letting the plant off gas by itself. The humidity starting off at about 68, and then once it gets down to about 60, 58% humidity is typically when we pull it, give it a trim, and throw it in some jars. And then the drying time for that typically ranges from 7 to 12 days, just depending on the flower. And we always do a trim on it, a wet trim, where we take off all the fan leaves, we take it off of the main plant, we cut the branches off, and we hang it up each one individually. Making sure that none of the buds are touching. So that typically speeds up the process. But again, you don't want to do it too fast because that's how you'll get that hay smell, that fresh mown grass smell, and all your terps will just be gone. So again, one of those things that you have to find out by doing. And of course, you're going to mess up a couple harvests trying to figure it out. But once you get it down, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think for one of these next harvest, I want to try doing the whole plant upside down, because we've always done it where it's branch by branch, but I don't know if that could affect the flavor at the end too, is because all the juices and everything that's in that branch are coming down if you hang it upside down to dry. So if it's like that, then you would think all the potency and everything is just going to come and like fall into the flower. So in my head, that's maybe how it works, but we'll see if it does anything. It's always nice to try something a little different. We'll just see how it comes out, because you never know.
You never know. And with that being said, we're coming up on an hour. We're going to go ahead and sign off. We are going live on the Space City Cannabis channel a little bit later. I got a special care package coming from Shop Hello Mary. Stay tuned for that one. It's something very special you guys have been waiting a long time for. So I'm excited to bring that to you guys. And of course, until next time, Make sure you guys check out the podcast channel. Make sure you guys check out the Space City Grows channel, Space City Cannabis, and of course, Mrs. Space City's channel, where she reviews vapes and edibles, guys. So until next time, we'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.